What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Spearhead transmission. It's July 24th, 2018. It's time to break those chains. Water that tree. So it's, did I say July?
You may have.
January.
It's not July.
It's not July.
It's not July 24th.
It's warm out. Oh, it cracks me up, man. January or February in Oklahoma, there's always like these few warm days that pop up in there, right?
Crazy ass extremes.
And then people say like, "Ah, winter's over." Like, dude, winter just started.
Yeah.
Winter started in fucking December. It's not over yet.
But
like, it'll get cold again.
But it doesn't last. Like, it does this weird thing, right? It'll be like, okay, winter will last for like 2 months. You know what I mean?
Are we live on YouTube?
Yeah, we're live. We're live.
I can't find it.
Oh, well, I mean, it should be live.
No. Okay, what we're saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying it lasts for like 2 months, right? So when people say that, like, oh, winter started, right? Like, yeah. I grew up where winter started, and it's like 7 months later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in South Dakota.
South Dakota and the Black Hills, right? But so whenever winter starts, you're like, there's no like 65-degree days in the winter there, or there wasn't. I don't know about now. Like, it's different. It's not near as much snow.
It's global warming, man.
See, the thing is
Do you
like,
believe global warming?
No, I believe in climate change. I don't believe in man-made climate change. I believe that climate change exists and has existed
Forever?
for however long the Earth is. How the fuck did T-Rexes live in Canada? Right?
It was the amount of carbon monoxide in the atmosphere that warmed up the Earth back then.
Whatever.
T-Rex drove a Corvette.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Heavily carbureted. He rode 4-barrel. Open that bitch up. Miss Cleo. Mrs. Cleo.
Miss Cleo.
No, that's Mrs. Cleo now. Is
she? Is she married?
Apparently to creative accidents.
My CPU is a no-net processor, a learning computer. All right, John. So this past weekend was the Pawnee Run and Gun. We usually have those guys on the podcast prior to that run and do a little interview, but we didn't do it this year. Or 6 months.
Yeah, I skipped.
Half year. Yeah, you skipped out. It's a good time. It was the weather was nice. It was like summer or winter was over, so it was warmish. It's a weird day, man. It was like
when you ran, the day you ran?
No, like the day I RO'd, like I started out in the morning with a ton of clothes on. The clouds would cover and it'd be freezing, and then I started running that stage, and I'd get hot, took a jacket off, I'd be cold, put the jacket back on, hot, you know. Like,
one of those.
Yeah.
Can't get right.
It reminds me of walking home from school as a kid, you know, a sweater, you're like sweating your ass off, and like, God, you're wrestling with your friends in people's yards, grass all over you, pull your sweater off, and you're freezing. Cold. Yeah, but it was a good time. You know, it was in remembrance of Al's son that passed away this previous July during that run and gun, so it was things like that. When things like that happen, it's sad, is it makes you think, you know, like it makes you realize life is
valuable.
Yeah, like it's not like you got multiple chances to do things, right?
You're right.
Like I read an article by a girl that she died of like this real weird cancer. And she wrote this big long post on Facebook that she asked her family to post after she died, and you know, she's like, I start thinking about, you know, like the Christmases with my family, and, you know, instead of buying things, if I could just have more time with my husband or, you know, whoever, or fiance, I can't remember, but it's a lot of us, like, take, like, advantage, don't think, you know, like you could be gone at any time, you know. It's me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you get used to the normal, right? And you don't think about the abnormal, which death, even though it's not abnormal for us to die, we all do it, but it's abnormal for us for our daily life, right?
Yeah.
So
but it was, you know, it was a good I think a good thing in honor of his son to have that grand challenge.
Yeah.
And it was a good race, good course. I shot all right. There's some things I figured out on that I want to work on, which is one, I'm going to shoot more pistol because I need to become more proficient at it. And two is I'm going to start shooting 9mm because I needed someone to throw me a mag, and no one shot what I had in my magazine. So if I'm running around in the field with all you guys,
that's right. That's a good point.
Hey man, throw me some ammo.
You need to be universal.
Like, it's fucking wrong ammunition, man. Like you're the only one shooting that shit. So,
see you later.
Yeah, so I'm changing to 9mm, I guess.
That's a pretty good point. Like I think that Garrett and I used to talk about that whenever, like probably like 5, 7, maybe 8 years ago, and that was it. Like, hey, you know, what pistol are you shooting? What kind of rifle are you shooting? Oh, even though we just kind of role played that out, but it would be like, okay, need to make sure that everything's kind of interchangeable and universal. Is it going to be a Glock? Okay, I'll shoot a Glock, and we have Glock magazines that are compatible. Oh, AR-15, it's compatible. It's just, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense for...
That's why the militaries do it.
Right.
You know? It's not like everyone's walking around like, well, I like the FNFAL, or I like the, HKG3, or I like this. You know, people need to be able to, like, hey, dude, throw me an extra mag. Here you go. You know.
I always wonder that. I think about that when I see people out there running with all that, their stuff, right? Their wacky.
Well, a lot of people they'll choose, they'll get stuck on like all the
exotic
the British
weird shit.
303 round is the perfect round for this and that. Like, dude,
for what though?
Yeah, if shit hits the fan or whatever, it happens, and you're going to a special bullets or round store. Like, I need a case of like 8mm Czechoslovakian whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to like, there's a pile of AR-15s over here in the street, half burned.
Yeah.
Pull the mags out of those.
So
there's some 9mm Glocks.
So maybe what it is like they think like this. Here's the idea. They think like, well, how many gunfights am I actually going to get into, right?
Yeah.
Maybe none. But I don't think that you realize what you'll be using that rifle for. Not only will it be for defending yourself, you probably use it less to shoot at, like we're talking about in the world, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
So you're using it less to fight off lunatics, more for shooting deer, things to eat, things like
Beavers.
that, right? But whenever it does come down to it, right? And
you need to replenish your supply. That's what I mean, man. It's like,
I would think that you'd want some commonality with each other and something that's pretty easy to find. Exactly, so I don't know.
like, hey man, I really want to eat some beaver.
I love eating beaver.
I'm out of ammunition. Well, you're fucking shooting Dragunov sniper rifle.
336 Lapua.
Yeah. Well, you guys, it shoots flat, man.
Yeah, flat out to 2,000.
Doesn't shoot shit when you don't have ammunition. That was a good time, and like I said, like changing to 9mm, it's gonna shoot the same as all my friends, and I'm gonna shoot pistol more. So my running was good, but
you ran the best.
Yeah, I got first place.
And the fastest.
Don't know.
Which that's pretty impressive because I haven't been able to run with you. So your training has
2.09 miles a day at lunch and then lifting weights. It's that 0.09. I think those, when we used to run before, I don't think it was very far at all.
It was. We measured it when we would run at the other gym.
Right? Yeah. I missed that little course we ran.
I do too. I miss going over there and doing those.
Throwing those rocks
around. Throwing those stones.
Yeah.
And then doing, because it was a creative workout, right? Like you're still getting a workout.
Yeah.
The last 2-3 weeks, mine have been just garbage.
I've been getting worn out too. But anyway, I'm gonna go through this. So 20K winner was Shane Davis. Second place for the 20K, which I don't like. They never announced the second and third place. Kind of bothers me. It was Nick Reeves, and third place was Matt Siders.
It bothers me that I didn't get
because my
announced
name would be
last time.
Yeah.
Why don't they do that?
I don't know. So 10K winner was first place. Rusty Trumbull, second place. Mike Austin, third place was Shane Davis.
So wait,
Shane walked out there with 2 trophies. That was 10K. And then the 5K, of course, our first place winner went to
The judge.
Mm-hmm. And then the second one went to
The judge busted my balls, right? That's who it was.
Mike Wilda, third place. Jerry Alvord. And then this lady that came from North Carolina, I can't remember her name. Kelly Anderson won the Garand Challenge. It's pretty cool. She's a pretty good shot with the Garand. Giant chunk of wood. Fucking crazy ass.
It's like the way that they used to make guitars back in the day. Take a 2x4 and put like piano strings on it. So a Garand is basically they just take a 2x4 and put a cannon on it. All right, shoot this.
Yeah. I don't have a Garand. It looks,
Heavy?
Yeah.
Really heavy?
It looks awkward. It looks like you're trying to grab a giant hot dog or something. You know, like
I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. That's the one that fires the thing out of the top, right?
Bang! Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it fires it out. But it does. Yeah, it has the clips. That's the thing everyone likes to talk about when they try to correct people that are.
It's got clips
going against gun control. Like, it's not a clip, it's a magazine. They don't use clips. Like, fuck, man.
Isn't it a clip? I thought that's a clip.
Those are clips.
Yeah.
But that always bothered me when you hear like someone that's on the liberal or whatever portion of the political spectrum.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, you know, these high capacity clips are just
too
much.
And then
like,
and then you got
actually it's a magazine. It's
then you got the knife hand low drag toolbox that corrects them.
Yeah, like, man, you know what they're trying to say. Like that argument's pointless to me. You know,
it's not a jam. What kind of jam? You mean malfunction? Shut the fuck up.
You're not solving it. I mean, yeah, they don't know anything about weapons or whatever, but
what are you doing? You're just establishing what? The fact that you know more?
I know terminology.
Yeah, I got definitions down.
It is not a clip. It is a magazine, but you
get the gist.
Understand what their argument is, right? Even though the terms aren't correct. But anyway, the run itself was great. It's fun. It's challenging. Let's test your gear. We've said it before on the podcast, been numerous times. Like if you ever have thought about running one of these and are apprehensive for whatever reason, you should do it. There were a lot of first-time people at this one.
Virgins.
When they're doing the safety brief, like they said, how many is this first time? And a lot of people raised their hands, so it was good. Good people.
Think they were nervous?
I don't know. Probably. I get nervous.
No, so I was saying, I always get nervous, but mine's performance anxiety, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because the thing about it,
I want to win.
Yeah, like my mom's like, "Oh, you're gonna get first place." Like, Mom, like, all it takes is one tiny misstep or whatever, and I'm done. You know, you're not competing.
Should have had a 9 mil. 9 mil, you would have won first place.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, so if you go to a stage and for whatever you like, put your magazine in and what the hell? Like, okay. And
that's seconds that you lost.
You DQ, or if you're like, you're done. Over. Get out of here. But the like running portion is, unless you fuck yourself up or get lost, which has happened to me, and I know the damn course, I guess shit can just happen. So
it will happen.
Yeah. And it will happen in real life. That's the thing.
That's the beauty of it.
That's the whole point of the thing. Like, oh yeah, I can smoke targets out at 100 yards and keep a whatever group, just sitting here on my bench or on my hover round,
Yeah,
that's not realistic. So
that's true. Yeah, no, it will. When you're tired and worn out, it happens.
Makes you make stupid decisions and not thinking straight. And there's a lot of hit, and start moving. No, you got to get one more on those. Oh, hit. All right, now go.
Yeah.
Fuck, I knew that. Why am I sitting there jacking around?
It's always a good time. I wished I would have went. I wished I could have went.
I ate a bunch of good barbecue, smoked meats, and wieners, and pork, and had bad gas. It's pissing everyone off.
Were you there? Did you stay Friday night?
Yeah. Camped out Friday night, slept in the back of my truck. So.
Were you warm?
Yeah, we went to bed. It was like freezing cold. We were all hovering around this propane heater.
You guys, no fire?
Fucking wind was blowing like 30
dry
miles an hour.
Yeah, okay.
The place had been torched, scorched earth afterwards. But we're all hovering around this heater, and then I go to sleep and I wake up and it was warmer than when I went to bed.
Oh, nice.
You know, everything feels moist.
Yeah.
I actually went to bed with a sweatshirt on and a pair of pants and woke up in the middle of the night sweating sweating bad.
Yeah.
To where I pulled my shirt off and wiped myself down and then got back in that sleeping bag. So I don't know if I had too many clothes on or if it was the change in temperature or what, but I don't know. I also felt like I was doing a bunch of that. When I was sleeping at night.
Doing my thing?
Yeah, but like I don't know. I think it's part to do when I'm in a sleeping bag.
Mine's when I'm out camping. It's like I can unleash myself.
The weirdest fucking sleep noises when you're out camping.
I don't know if it's. I don't do it. I think it's because I was fatter. Right? Like
I don't know, but that sounded like you were dying.
I'm thinking that it has to do with being fatter. Because I don't do it as much, but I am snoring more lately.
I'm too.
But I'll tell you what I think it is. So you are too?
Yeah.
So think about this. Wait till summertime. I bet you snore less.
Oh yeah.
I fucking don't snore in the summer. As soon as it gets dry like this, I start to snore.
My wife says I snore a lot now.
Really?
I mean, I don't hear myself, but of course everyone says that. You know.
I hear myself. I'll be like, you know, and be like, what the fuck just happened? But it'll be. It's not the sleep apnea thing though, right? People get.
You're gonna get a jet mask.
Yeah.
What I don't get is like I always think of things like what's the point as far as like the evolution of the human or whatever. You know, like why do we evolve to lose the hair on our head and get all fat and grow hair on our back? You know, like what's the point of snoring?
Well, that's not that wouldn't be. I mean, that's our evolution because we're evolving in our environment of fucking laziness. Getting fat.
You don't grow hair on your back.
No, getting fat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and eating shit. I would bet the hair on your back thing.
Oh, dude. So I watched Ninja.
I think that has to do with like DHT, right, or whatever that's called with whenever your body is. I don't know.
So I watched Ninja 3 Domination last night. It's on Amazon. So you got Enter the Ninja.
Okay. I remember that
the white ninja.
Yeah.
And then you've got Revenge of the Ninja, which is my favorite.
Right, that's the best one. Well, I don't know this next one.
So you got Ninja 3 Domination.
Wait a minute. No, I haven't seen that one.
You may have. So it's a girl.
Okay, I have seen that one.
A girl gets possessed by
Shokazugi.
No,
or not the other one.
From Japan and fights this guy at the end. Right?
Okay, wait a minute. So is this the one where he's like, he disappears into the sand and then pops up on a power line?
I don't think he pops up on a power line, but he digs himself into the ground.
Okay, yeah. Damn, dude, I seen this. This got to be almost.
So this girl, the girl in the movie,
she's good looking. In my head,
she's good looking, but I mean the acting's horrible. But of course, it's Ninja 3. But her boyfriend in it is this cop. And it's got him like in a tank top and stuff. That guy is like the hairiest, and he's skinny. I can't believe they didn't like, hey, you're gonna have to singe this shit off with a torch, you know. Of course, I mean, I guess it was the '80s or whatever.
Yeah, that was cool. Magnum existed
I'm talking
at that
full
time.
hair, like all over, and different colors, like black and gray, and
like puffed out from like you wear a tank top.
It was everywhere. Yeah, like full on like. You're gonna get stuck in hair. Like I
was she wearing a blue like is she wearing like a blue kind of jumpsuit kind of thing? Maybe.
Blue jumpsuit.
Yeah, did she wear that?
She was a telephone repair person.
She was. Okay.
Yeah.
I just fucking said it. I said the telephone. She was up there, and then dude's like under the sand.
Yeah, but he didn't appear on the telephone.
No, man. I mean, that's what I saw in my head.
Yeah, she's fixing the power line.
Would you have been able to remember that from like 40 years ago, 30 years ago?
Well, it depends. Like if you asked me
for some reason
of Revenge of the Ninja, I could basically tell you the
whole
words of
movie. But you've seen it recently.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this since
it's on Amazon.
Like 1987, probably.
You should watch it. It's on Amazon.
I'm gonna watch it.
It's pretty bad.
Well, I mean, I would probably do something while I'm watching it, but it'll be.
Like I fell asleep in part of it, and then woke up at the end. But I'd never seen it. I mean, I'd seen parts of it. It was on HBO. I remember when I was a kid. And I remember thinking like, "Oh, chick's hot."
Yeah.
I also remember wanting to rent it, and then I was like, "Girls aren't ninjas," you know, when I was a kid. Which.
What's funny about this is that how old am I? How much older than I am of you?
I don't know. I'm 37, about to be 38.
Okay, so 6 years, right?
Uh-huh.
So you were watching it after I already watched it.
Yeah.
But you were probably still watching on VHS.
Ninja 3 Domination, I remember seeing it in the beta section.
Yeah, it was 1987? Probably. 1988?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I gotta see this. The girl.
She's hot. I can't remember. She was in that movie Dance 2 or something. I think that's what it said.
1984.
That's when that movie came out?
Yeah. They must have all came out the same year.
Why don't they have ninja movies anymore? Is America love affair done with the ninja? Because right now on
Lucinda Dickey.
On Amazon, you can watch Revenge, Enter, Ninja 3, and they got American Ninja 1, which I'm going to watch soon, with Michael Dudikoff or whatever his name is. Yeah. Which I'm sure when I watch that, I'm like, God, this is horrible too.
Have you seen Jim Cotta lately?
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I watched it on YouTube actually, like last year or something. Dude, that scene, that part where he goes in that town that's like the Damned or whatever, that's creepy as hell to me.
Right. Well, that movie's really dark.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
And that guy from Spaceballs is the president. Looks like Mel Brooks. It's not him though.
He is?
It's the king.
Dude, you got a good memory.
King of Dudikoff or whatever it's called. Can't remember what the country is called. But I used to watch that when I was a kid too. That movie kind of freaked me out.
Jim Cotta?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dark movie.
Because it had the Olympic gymnast in it.
Yeah.
His name? Kurt Thomas. His title, 3-time world gymnastics champion. His assignment, a secret mission for the United States government. His only weapon, himself. And that's all he needs.
Fucking TV look like this one.
Combine the discipline,
you can't see
the timing,
now.
and the power of gymnastics with the explosive force of karate. And a new, all-powerful martial art is born. Jim Kata. Kurt Thomas becomes Jonathan Cabot. He must penetrate a mountain fortress to compete in an ancient savage ritual. They call it the game. But nobody wins, and nobody lives. Until now. When gymnastics and karate are fused, the combustion becomes an explosion, and a new kind of martial arts superhero is born. Jim Kata.
That's some serious music.
Yeah, I like that guy's voice.
Type in the Ninja 3 trailer, see if it's on.
Ninja 3 Domination? Yeah. Oh, I want to tell you, I watched a thing the other day called, I've been telling you about that Black Mirror, but I'm not going to talk about that. I want you to watch that. You probably won't.
Probably not.
But I watched a show on Netflix called Born Strong.
Yeah.
It's about those world's strongest men, right? This doesn't have a trailer. Let's see. I don't even know if it has a trailer.
It's got to have a trailer.
Oh, here we go. Remember that?
He is the most feared and powerful warrior.
Same fucking guy.
A ninja who breaks from ancient tradition and explodes onto America.
Amazing.
His soul possesses the body of an innocent woman and transforms her into a lethal assassin.
You have to think the guy that reads the trailers, he's reading this shit and he's like, what is this show?
I want you to help her.
Only a ninja can destroy a ninja.
Look,
Her only hope is Yamada, the master ninja, who has been sent to destroy him.
he was a real ninja. Just they brought him through.
Where Revenge of the Ninja left off, Ninja 3 begins. An epic struggle of superhuman strength and supernatural forces.
Where he disappeared.
Ninja 3, the
Yeah, she's a
domination.
lineman. She's a telephone worker.
Telephone
Yeah.
worker, yeah.
But
It's quality theater right there. So if you haven't seen any of those movies, I recommend you see them.
all right, so I watched this Born Strong. It's about the World Strongman, right, competition, at the Arnold Classic. Dude, those guys. So what would you think the hardest thing is about being one of those guys? About those World Strongman?
The hardest thing?
Yeah.
Eating?
Fuck, that's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's eating.
Yeah, man, I've seen those
12,000 calories in a day.
I've seen those guys that do the professional bodybuilding, and I mean, you're eating nonstop. Like, I
So
couldn't do it.
the professional bodybuilders, like the big ones, like 300 pounds, they're like lightweights compared to these guys. These guys were like 400 plus pounds, 6'8", 6'9".
They like dying though at like 40 years old.
Oh, if they eat like that, one of the guys that they were talking about, he's like, I couldn't do this for 10 years. If I did this for 10 years, I would die. He's like, I can't do this. Another guy, however, he was 6'3", right? And he was
Vladimir Pujanowski. He died.
Yeah, I'm sure. Man, it's probably tons of steroids and
He
just
was
eating like.
Dude was ripped, man, for a strong man. You know, most of them are like tubby. This guy was like ripped.
Well, they're kind of changing their dynamic of their body type now. Like, it's not so much about
Imagine how much shit someone makes.
Yeah, it's a
That
crap
many calories.
factory. Here, look at this guy.
I used to love watching World's Strongest Man on ESPN, and then I'd watch those. I can't remember who sponsored them. They were those adventure.
Look at that guy right there, right?
Yeah.
That guy is one of the world's strongman, right? So let's scroll down here.
That's Arnold, right?
That's Arnold next to him. Yeah, it's his thing. He puts it on. It's the Arnold Classic. So look at this real quick, okay?
Which is Jay Cutler.
Yeah, that guy is one of the world's best bodybuilders, right?
He looks tiny.
Look at this. These guys. The fuck?
I hate to say this, but it looks like. Nah, I'm just gonna keep that to myself.
No, you can't do that.
Like, I'd be better at math than those dudes.
Than these guys.
Yeah.
This guy's really smart in that documentary. He's very scientific about everything that he does. This guy he's actually a politician in Lithuania. And then this guy, you might be smarter than this guy.
The Beast?
But but that's the guy that he retired. So maybe not. Like, he was like, I just want to be at one time. I want to win at one time. If I win it, I'm retiring. Retired immediately. He's like, I can't live like this. And then there's this guy, right? the mountain. Game of Thrones guy.
Who's that little lady?
That's that guy's mama. Is Icelandic.
She's banging the mailman?
Yeah, probably. I think his dad was pretty tall too. But
It's a little short.
what I wanted to say about it was the effort that those dudes put in is unreal. Imagine the damage to your body.
No, I was talking to a guy I was talking to Murph at the gym today. 'Cause
He was
he's
there?
fucking deadlifting 400 plus pounds.
Yeah.
I said, man, how? I said, you're older than me. I said, how are you lifting that heavy a weight and not fucking stuff up? I was like, I feel like all I'm doing right now is babying injuries, trying to get past them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I get past them, I'm like, well, I'm not squatting more than this because I'm going to fuck my back up again. Or I'm not overhead pressing like 225 pounds because I'm going to fuck my shoulder up again. He's like, I don't know.
It's a perfect invitation.
It's like, you see me though. I'm over there. I'm over doing one rep, you know. But I mean, really, it's like.
Did he have his glasses on?
He's looking at you, real intense.
Standing
But
real forward.
Yeah, he was. He went to some powerlifting thing in Vegas. But I mean, I want to lift heavy weights too, but I don't want to do it. I mean, I feel like there's a
fine line.
Yeah, there's an end. You can't do that. You can't fucking squat that much weight and expect your body not to get worn out, right? Or
Right,
deadlift.
like yes,
I'd love
like
to try to deadlift heavy weights, you know, like we used to do. I'd love to do that. I like the my levels are low on YouTube according to the comments. They're trying to drown me out.
oh really?
Which
I think that's your microphone. I think that's the fact that you do this.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So I love doing all that heavy stuff like we used to, but you know, it's like that motivational video I sent to you. Ain't nobody gonna remember what you did last week, so it doesn't matter. I don't know what the answer is though, man. Like I want to continue to work out, keep my body fit in case the War of the Machine starts. I want to be able to shoot in case the War of the Machine starts. Rifle and pistol, but like I feel if I continue doing what I do, if I were to do it for the next, how much time do I have left? 40 years or something?
Yeah, probably 35, 40 years.
Be like dragging my legs
40
around
years.
behind me like a dead, you know, like a limp dog or a lame dog. You know what I mean?
Let's hope you got more than 40. So you got like 50.
50 years.
90-year-old. That'd be all right.
By that time, I'll have a
Robot
cyborg
fucking legs.
exoskeleton.
But you said you won't.
I'm not taking it. I'll be dragging my legs behind me on a pair of fucking training wheels, fighting robots with my bare hands.
You're like that dog
You'll
on
be full
Secret
on-
Life of Pets.
Yeah, you'll look like Krang. You'll be
I won't
riding
even.
around
I won't even exist in this universe.
You'll
I'll
be-
be in the
You'll be
fucking.
riding around in some dude's stomach talking to me about world domination. Mike, get out of there. Go away, man. This is perfect. I got no pain. My foot doesn't hurt.
I got robot legs. Fat as shit because I'm not burning any calories.
Well, you'd just be a head. There'd be no point to...
I guess the body would be gone.
You got Krang's body for the rest of it.
Robot dick.
Yeah. Red underpants.
Adjustable.
Crazy glasses.
We don't need glasses.
No, Krang had glasses, didn't he?
No.
Yeah, he had like sunglasses.
Oh, the this part.
Yeah.
Not that
The
part.
brain part.
Yeah, that was just so that you didn't identify with the. Remember the guy that I used to think was Krang from the gym?
Yeah, is he still around?
I see him periodically at the Planet Fitness. You know, so he works out at Planet Fitness on the weekend. So
he
if I
lifts
go there-
heavy too, and he's
yeah,
an
he
older
lifts
dude.
heavy as shit. He squats. He puts 4 plates on that squat rack on the Smith machine now, but still does it for reps. Does 10 reps with it, 4 plates on each side. That's
So if
a
you're
lot
one of our
weight.
listeners and you do heavy weightlifting, I want to know how.
Like you have to, whenever you say heavy, I think you need to clarify because there might be people that are here like, oh yeah, I bench 225. You know, like, you know the
My bench and my squat, I'm working out with the same amount of weight, which is pathetic.
Are you?
Should be 100 pounds more on my squat than my bench. So I should be doing what we do with like 325.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
But I'm scared to do it. I want to fucking do like I did that 8 months, back hurting. And
Yeah.
Of course, I went to the chiropractor. And I want to say something real quick. I don't believe in chiropractors.
Me neither.
I don't understand how popping someone's back does anything at all.
I think it's like crack cocaine.
So I went to a chiropractor 2 weeks ago because my arms are going to sleep at night. And I had some weird shit going on with my shoulders. Fucking guy did something and it's working, right?
And you not have to go back.
No, he wants me to come back. So that's the thing, right? So I've been coming back. But I told him, I'm like, I'll do this, you know. I'm not gonna be coming here every day for the rest of my life. You can't
fucking tell him that.
But
you have to give him the impression then whenever, because what he's gonna do, he's gonna do another little thing.
Not gonna
pop. He's gonna do another little thing and be like, all right, this fucking guy, he doesn't want to come back to me. Okay, I'm gonna do this one to him, and then you're gonna have to be like,
I don't understand it. Like when I pop my knuckles, I don't realign on my fucking knuckles, right?
I wouldn't think so.
And if you've ever cut,
I don't pop my knuckles.
Like you cut a deer open. Like if you're like, oh, this vertebrae. I mean, you can have the skin off, fucking muscles off. Like, oh, this vertebrae needs. Pop it over. You're not moving it. It's gonna go right back, right? So I don't understand how it's working, but it's fucking. If it's in my head, if it's
how many times have you been?
I don't know, not that many.
Oh, dude, you're in.
But if it's a placebo, like I'll take it.
I know, but you're in now. That's how they get you. Like, you know those like goat fucking parties that you end up going to?
Here's the thing.
Like wearing flannel, according to the Russian. Yeah. Same thing, man.
Here's the thing. My hip quit fucking hurting.
Really?
Yeah. So I can't explain it. So I was looking up on it because I was like, this is bullshit. This can't work. Like, there's no way a chiropractor works. So I was looking on the internet trying to find this, like, chiropractor's real and all this. And they said the Medical Association of Doctors or whatever it's called, I can't remember, said that chiropractors do work in certain instances, right? For, like, structural things or whatever.
Okay.
But they said that they don't know why it works. They can't. There's results. People get relief from back pain and things, but they're not sure why.
See, this tells me, okay, here you go. So this should tell you that we don't know shit yet, right? Like, we've got a good idea, but we're just scratching at the. So all of medicine, you could be like, it's okay. But we don't really know why chiropractors work, but we fucking hate them. Because what do most doctors do? Doctors will be like, that's not a real doctor. He's not a doctor.
I think that's part of the deal, and I have a problem with that too. Those guys are like, are your sinuses bothering you? Like, I can pop your L4 and L5 and clear that up. Like, what? You know?
Little baby massages.
People popping their kids' backs and shit. Like, whoa, man.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. I don't subscribe to any of it.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be that one guy, the old guy that's like,
finish out my treatment plan or whatever he calls it, and then.
Is it like when you did yoga? Do you get like 10 free sessions and then?
I got a free one because I got a card at the holiday thing in downtown Jinx. Free visit.
I have a friend that's a chiropractor.
Yeah, I've been to him.
Yeah.
A long time ago, and I fucked my neck up.
I know. He did, or after or before?
No, I jacked my neck up,
and then he went there.
I went there,
and he fixed it.
Yeah,
and it worked.
Yeah. Here's the other thing: people won't believe it when I say this.
That.
I can feel it when I get X-rayed. I can feel it hit me.
Are you serious?
Yes, and my wife's like, "You can't. It's impossible. It builds up static on my fucking skin. I can feel it hit me. Like, I want someone to...
You might be a reptilian.
I want to take a test, but I don't want to get X-rayed because I don't want a bunch of radiation. But I was like, I'd bet someone fucking $5,000
that you can tell it whenever. Yeah, so it'd be like that hearing test.
Yeah, like close my eyes, go in the other room, and I'll tell you when you hit that button because I can feel it.
Huh. It's been a long time since I've been X-rayed.
No.
I mean, other than whenever you go through the airport, you can't feel that one, can you?
I don't think so. That's
magnetic
low resonance. I'm talking about the. I assume the chiropractor has. Like
Wait a minute. The thing at the airport. That's not an X-ray.
I don't think it's
That's an
actual
X-ray.
X-ray. I don't think
Radiation. They say that you're getting radiated.
magnetic resonance.
An
whatever.
MRI.
I think.
You're going to get an MRI done.
I think so. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know.
Oh, well, I don't know either.
I figured that a chiropractor's
It's
probably
fake
got
news.
like the radioactive or the
You got the real shit.
X-rays from like the 40s.
Heavy water and uranium. It's the shit that Hitler snuck out with in his U-boat.
It's not the highest quality X-ray machines I've seen.
Yellow cake.
I don't know. Maybe not. But anyway, I feel happy to the placebo effect is working on me. I feel bad, like I got to pretend. Like, all right, man,
but you're not pretending. And your hip's done hurting.
I mean,
Well, I'm
not
happy
done.
for you, man.
It's not done, but it's less. It feels like it's going away. I don't understand how it can be. Like, how can that be?
I don't know, but take it.
Yeah, I mean, and what's funny is it wasn't like he's in there and he's like, "Hey, this will help your hip." I didn't even tell him my hip hurt. Like, I just assumed that was part of my life now, right?
Maybe everything that was going on was stemmed from your back, and so your
I
hip.
don't know. So I didn't even notice until the other day. I ran up the stairs and I took a 2-step.
Yeah, that's how I
And that
always
used
walk.
to,
I feel like
make
a
me almost drop.
12-year-old.
My left leg
Really?
would go up. Yeah, I just feel like someone stabbed me in the hip. I was like, holy shit, that didn't hurt. And I was like, damn, my hip hadn't hurt in a while. I just now realized it, you know. It'll hurt if I squat, but I assume it's still like healing or whatever is wrong with it. I don't know what the fuck's wrong.
Maybe
with
you shouldn't
it.
squat for a little bit,
Doctors don't even know what's wrong with it.
but it's working.
So
Well,
it's probably tendonitis.
When I have my robot body, and you're still
Rolling
in that
around,
old shit,
rolling around training wheels.
yeah, fucking Butch on Secret Life of Pets. Well, when the robot wars do start, this is an ode to thought crimes, right? So it's one I think we brought it up last week. It was the who would you bone, right? But robot wars version. So you're not really boning them. Who do you want to lead you into the robot wars? So in the news, popular in the news, which is a guest of ours that we've had on here multiple times, was Adam Kokesh, right? Mm-hmm. So you have Adam Kokesh or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Who do you want leading you in the robot wars? One is an actual combat vet, and then the other one is a wrestler.
Was he an infantryman?
He was
Or
a
artillery guy.
no.
right?
He was not. No, he was not. He was not in any of combat arms. He was a psych warfare guy or something
I want
along that
Dwayne
lines.
"The Rock" Johnson.
That's who you're rooting for.
How the fuck would you go to war with the pacifist robot?
Well, I would think that he's a humanist, though, right? Because he loves humans.
Yeah, but he's got a non-violence principle. I need.
But I
violence.
think that nonviolence principle only goes. It only is applicable to humans. I think if it's robot wars.
I'm going with The Rock.
Okay. Well, probably would go with The Rock as well. I don't know though. The Rock might be a big fucking pansy when he gets in the robot wars.
I could see that.
You know.
But I could tell him to pull it together. Like,
You think
look,
so?
Yeah, Dwayne, come on, man. It's time to shine.
I don't think.
Get your head in the game. Pull
All right.
yourself together. Didn't he
so
have to play football?
he did play football, and his dad played football. But
He's a professional wrestler. Or he was.
and he's
You give those robots the people's elbow.
yeah. Smell what he's cooking. All right. So last week's champion was Oprah. It was right.
Yeah, fucking.
You chose Oprah. I chose Oprah.
over Donald Trump.
Easy.
Yeah.
Every day.
Well, Donald Trump be standing in the background talking about how great.
How huge and great everything is.
Yeah. Oprah's gonna be like fucking firing lightning bolts out of her hands, and she's got I don't know, a good supply chain. I
She
assume. She looks like she'd be mean.
Oh, I would imagine. All right, so you got Oprah. So maybe next week we have the who do you out of Oprah and The Rock?
Ooh,
I still choose Oprah.
that's a tough one.
I'm still going with. I mean, though she probably would irritate me more.
Yeah, she's gonna talk down to you.
But
You want her to?
kind of.
Look, Donahue. Fucking. These are robots.
It's easy.
Yeah, fuck, man. Throw water on them. Listen, Connie Chung. Wasn't Oprah married to Phil Donahue?
Yes.
Was she?
That's probably fake news.
Connie Chung was
She's married to Tom Brokaw.
Phil Donahue. Is
She
Connie
might have
Chung
been
still alive?
Yeah, she's on The
She
View.
was in Ninja 3 Domination.
Wait, wasn't she in The View?
No, that's Meredith Vieira, right?
Oh, there's an Asian woman. Connie Chung is Asian. Meredith Vieira is not. There's an Asian woman on The View.
Yeah, it's not Connie Chung.
I think it is.
More importantly, is Phil Donahue still alive? Who would you go to combat with the robots? Phil Donahue or Oprah Winfrey?
I'm still
Phil
going.
Donahue looks like he is a giant asshole to me.
He's still alive. And I'm going with Oprah because that guy's got Coke bottle glasses.
Yeah.
Can't fucking see a thing.
He just put a lighter behind him, fucking shooting lasers out of
He's
those things.
82.
Does he not look like one of those old men that is like gritting his teeth, or flipping out in traffic? Like you get his order wrong at a restaurant, he's gonna flip a table over.
So
that's who I need lead me in robot combat.
I watch. It's funny.
I want to see what Phil Donahue.
I watched an interview of Phil Donahue. So everybody that listens to this podcast knows that I'm an Ayn Rand fan, right? Ayn Rand fan. Mm-hmm. Can you say that? But I watched an interview.
Ayn Rand likes kinky sex.
Oh, well, yeah. Anyways, I watched an interview with Phil Donahue. He was interviewing Ayn Rand, right? And they were talking about, they're trying to demonize capitalism and all that stuff.
And he lost his shit.
She fucked him up. Like, he's just like,
I thought fucking Ayn Rand died in the 40s or something.
No, 82 maybe?
Oh. Maybe Phil Donahue was a time traveler.
Yeah. Perfect guy for the...
Like, I'm going to go in the future, win this, and come back, and we'll talk. All right, Phil Donahue.
And I don't, that question that we were talking about the other week, if I could travel back in time, could dominate. You never really answered that. Like, you don't think like that? You don't ever sit there and be like, you know what? Fuck, if I could go back in time, I would rule the fucking world. No, well, especially if I see shit like
Marty McFly get an almanac and win a bunch of money and live happily ever after.
I have no real want to. Like, I want to settle injustices back in the past. See, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's a flaw of mine. I feel like I got to settle injustices all the time, right? Like I got to be that guy. That's not a good thing. But if I could go back in the past, like I see those shows like the Knights Templar stuff, I'll be like, dude, or a Viking war, like all you got to do is if you go back in time, you got a rifle, you just stand back there one time, shoot their leader, and then be like, look, I just did that from here. What do you guys want to do? Would we gonna make friends here, or am I gonna just do this to all of you?
Chop your head off.
But they ain't gonna even get close to me. I'll send my liege out there to get them. You know what I mean? But I think what happens is then it's just like when Planet of the Apes, when they see that fucking gun, then they start to freak. They realize like, hey, that shit's dangerous. And then they want to take it away from you when you're sleeping. And then you're
just like that movie where that kid gets lost in the jungle.
Jungle Book?
No, he gets lost in the jungle. His dad's a miner in like South America.
Tarzan?
Emerald Forest, I think it's called.
I don't see that.
Science Forum. I can feel X-rays.
Really?
I read her specifically for this thread. I guarantee you that I have felt an X-ray before. I've felt it multiple times. It feels like tingling or a very low current going through the portion of your body being X-rayed. That's what it feels like. It feels like static.
You guys
First
should
time
get blood drawn and see if you guys have any.
I told the doctor, and he was like, that's interesting. The second time, I had forgotten completely about it. I was sitting here getting my knee X-ray. I play sports, and I felt it again. Weird, though. Honestly, I'm 99% sure that this was no placebo. I'd be willing to prove it.
Maybe that's your brother that wrote that.
Right. Sorry, I just find this too hard to believe that you can simply feel this. You might think you can or felt something else, but it's more like psychological. And
why do people feel like they need to do that?
That's what the internet's for.
Why do they feel like that? Like this guy, you said you feel it.
I do.
How the fuck am I supposed to tell you that you don't?
My wife told me I couldn't.
But
that's her job.
Why? What's the point of that? That's what like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why do we got it? Like, okay. All right, cool. Are you okay? Like this. You feel that? And you say yes. Feel it. And then you say yes. Are you okay? Huh? Are you okay? You feel it. Does it hurt?
No, it's like
okay. Static. All right, so you're good, right? That's all I got. That's what I would. Okay. Fuck, that's a weird phenomenon. This dude came and said he felt X-rays. He didn't hurt. He's fine. Guess maybe you know what I mean. Well, then move on. I don't know. All right. Robot Wars. Done.
All right. Let's go to the hot zone. We got one story. It's late anyway. It'll be a short podcast. Hot. Is it on? Hot zone.
You should have done that faster. Hot zone.
It's like a rap.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is from the Star Telegram.
This is the only thing in the hot zone? What are the other things?
I can't pan down. I didn't read this. Did you just add this?
So I added it yesterday.
I read all the stories you added, but I didn't read this.
Oh. Well, since he was...
read it. Mine's
okay,
Friday.
Ready?
Yeah.
So this guy was obviously a former guest on our show, and we both chose The Rock over Adam to lead us in the Robot Wars. But Adam has announced his candidacy for president, right? Which we all knew that was going to happen, didn't we? For 2020.
Yeah.
And people asked him why he didn't run beforehand. It's because he wasn't old enough, right? But he's 35 now, so he's old enough to run for president. He announced this. This comes from the Fort Worth Star Telegram. He announced his candidacy for president. 30 minutes later, he was arrested. So, little-known presidential candidate Adam Kokesh was arrested Tuesday in Wise County and remains in jail. This was as of January 18, 2018. A situation that Kokesh is calling a gross miscarriage of justice. Kokesh, a libertarian, was stopped twice on Tuesday within 30 minutes of announcing his plans to run for president. Texas Department of Public Safety said Kokesh's recreational vehicle was pulled over for a traffic violation at 12:45 p.m. Tuesday on US 81/287 near the US 380 intersection. Kokesh, 35, who resides in Ash Fork, Arizona, recorded the first 28 minutes of the traffic stop, with troopers eventually calling in a canine officer to search the exterior of the RV. A trooper then told Kokesh that the dog had signaled to troopers and he was told to turn off the camera. At this point in time, the dog did alert, so we're going to a whole nother level, the trooper said while Kokesh was recording. Before he turned off the camera, Kokesh said, "If you don't hear from me, please come find me." In a statement released by his girlfriend, Kokesh called his arrest a gross miscarriage of justice. Kokesh was booked into Wise County Jail on charges of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 and 2, tampering with evidence, and possession of marijuana. Bail has been set at $76,500, according to Wise County Sheriff Lane Aiken. During the search, troopers located evidence and arrested Kokesh, said DPS spokesman Lonnie Haskell. Aiken said in his office started getting besieged with calls from libertarian organizations on Tuesday. Ben Farmer, Kokesh chief strategist for the presidential campaign, is in Decatur and said that they are asking the district attorney to reduce Kokesh bail to zero. It's difficult to understand everything that's going on, said Farmer of Austin. Farmer called it extremely suspicious that Kokesh would get pulled over not once but twice after announcing his plans to run. Kokesh, a Marine and published author, filed for president, pledging to use his presidency to localize, liberate, and liquidate all federal agencies. In a news release before his arrest, Kokesh said, America is too good for this government. There is no reason San Francisco should be delegating laws in San Antonio and vice versa. Nobody wants that. When we localize everything, everyone gets what they want. Kokesh said that he has toured the U.S. for the last 3 years to learn what people want from government and how it can be fixed. He's been arrested previously and is also known as a gun rights activist who gained attention in 2013 for loading a shotgun in Freedom Plaza, Washington, D.C. So, is it suspicious that he got arrested 30 minutes after announcing it? He got pulled over twice. Got pulled over twice. Is that suspicious?
I don't know. I mean,
I'd like to see how many times he's been pulled over. It would be one, right? Like if you've not been pulled over, when was the last time you got pulled over?
A couple months ago.
You got pulled over a few months ago?
Yeah. So speeding and my tag was expired.
Yeah. It's been a long time for me.
I know my tag was expired.
Yeah.
I always like the way they tell you that. Like, you know your tag's expired? No, I did not.
Yeah. Yeah, I did know. That's why I'm driving around like this.
They email me on some of the vehicles we own, but this one they didn't. So
well, that's the government for you.
I don't ever think to look. You know, I mean, why would they remind you to pay that?
Yeah.
They get more money if you don't. They're going to get their tax.
That's right.
Right? But then they get to put a $150 ticket on top of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So a couple months ago.
So you don't think it's suspicious at all?
I mean, who do you announce it to?
Twitter wide.
So then these.
Well, you got to think. So he's already, law enforcement does not like him, right? That the whole thing where he was in jail for however long it was after the Freedom Plaza thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. So you got to think. Just put yourself. Try to imagine yourself as a law enforcement officer now, not one that thinks like you, but like an actual law enforcement officer. Mm-hmm. What kind of what goes around? I mean, it's like anything else. Like, just in the nature of, hey, it's time to fuck with this guy, right? We got to stick up for our brothers in arms.
Yeah, but how do they find him that fast?
Dude, he's got tons of Twitter followers. I'm in Fort Worth. I'm doing this. I don't know. Maybe they.
To me, it seems like, hey, dude, let's shrink that head down a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe
he's got a following, but it's a like, hey, libertarian anarchist following. It's not like, hey, Adam Kokesh is running for president. The entire
no. I'm not
country are like, let's get Kokesh.
I'm not thinking like that. But what I am saying is that a favor. Hey, whatever. What I am saying is this: is that so the guy that announces that he knows he's not going to win, right? Might hope that he wins, but what he is doing, he's going to shed light on the. He just said he wants to liquidate all federal agencies. He comes out, he speaks highly against police officers, right? About the fucking the disgusting things that happen, right? I mean, he's probably got a bigger voice than we do. He's probably, as far as people that don't like police officers, he probably has one of the biggest voices, right?
So cop block.
He's probably right up there with them, or they lump him in with it, right?
Yeah.
So
to me, I mean, just my opinion.
And it might be a stunt to.
I mean, I'm trying to get someone else like. I don't know. I can't think of someone the same kind of thing. Like, it seems hard for me to believe that 30 minutes after. I just think it's a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well, he got stopped twice though.
Yeah.
That's the weird part. Like I could get once, but
me,
then why the fuck do you get
me,
stopped twice?
That would be like, hey, I just pulled over Adam Kokesh. He's doing this. Like, oh, okay, I'll get him. But I don't think it's like, hey, I just pulled over Adam Kokesh. He's running for president. Oh, well, let's stop him. You know.
Okay, that makes sense.
Who's Adam Kokesh? Oh, he's that guy who hates cops. Oh, I'll pull him over for this then. You know what I mean?
I could get that.
But I don't think there's like.
So it's not the announcing candidacy. It's more of a just coincidence and then a fuck with. Yeah. So the first one's a coincidence. Second one was like, hey, let's just dick this dude over. Yeah. And I would agree with that. I would think that
it's all along the lines of.
So how does Kokesh spin this to make it work for him?
Back your car, like I hate engineers or I hate cops. Like if you're a known cop hater, then obviously if the police pull you over, it's gonna go across the radio. You know.
Yeah.
Dude, Adam Kokesh is in town. Oh. All right. How does he spin it?
Yeah, because
didn't he get caught with a fucking bunch of pills and marijuana?
Got caught with weed, and was it?
I thought it was pills.
It was there was weed, pills. And I think like LSD, not LSD, but whatever. What do they call that? Psychotropics? No, it's not psychotropics. You know what I'm talking about? Like mushrooms or whatever that is. Whatever kind of the drugs those are.
How could he spin it?
I mean, I don't know. How does he spin it? It's gonna be spun, right? He's gonna do his best to.
Gonna be screwed.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, he's already got.
It's weed and pills.
He's already on probation for federal offense, right?
I think that's done.
Is it?
I think that's done.
If that's the case, if he's still got federal charges, I think he's screwed. If it's just, I don't know what the fucking rules are with weed.
It's so crazy, right?
Pills are bigger.
Well, think about that though. Like, who the fuck was he hurting?
Well, yeah, but you got the law of the land or whatever.
The way to gain revenue.
That all day, you know, like prostitution stings or fucking heroin or whatever. Like they're fucking guys in his house just laying on the couch, not really hurting anyone. Why does it matter? But that's as far as like what.
Yeah, we operate inside that game. We got to. The only way we can do is try to change that game, right? Like change the rules of that game. But maybe that's what it does. Maybe it helps that, right? Maybe he figured, not him, but I mean, fuck, it just seems so stupid to me. You know what? I have a here's the deal. Do you think that you think I like to think the way that I think? Like, here's the deal. Like, being an ideologue. Like, being like, where it's like, I feel like I know the truth, right? Like, the fact that I don't, like, the way that I say it, like, I don't believe that man is supposed to govern another man, right? And you know how you say it's never going to change, right? But do you think that I like to think like that? Like, for me, it's like it's just this trap. Like, I wish that I could go back, right? Like, I wish that I could go back to thinking in a way, like, differently, like, where I don't feel like, fuck, man, we're not supposed to live this way, right? Like, we're not supposed to live this way, but we are.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I don't be consistent with what I feel or what I understand as the truth, it's like what's that dude name? I keep wanting to say Spicoli. what Spicoli said. But that's not Spicoli. It's Spicoli said cool buds are cool waves and tasty buds, right?
If you're here and I'm here, doesn't that make it our time?
Not that. Spinoza. This is like what Spinoza said. He's like, you know, the light, and I'm fuck this all up, but the light defines the darkness, right? Just like the truth defines the falsities. That might be, that's loose to what Spinoza said, but it's like this. I feel like it plagues me in my head. Like I feel like this is it. Like we're not supposed to live that way. We're not supposed to be governed by other people, right? Like you can accept that. You can accept to be governed by somebody else. You know, you can say, look, I submit to you. This is how I want to live. But the fact that you're forced to is a totally different story, right? And I don't know. I mean, I feel like I can't go back now. I feel like I can't go back to saying, oh, well, yeah, we do need police. We do need this. We do need all this. We do need this forced monopoly, right? We do need all this stuff that exists, right? This monopoly of force. We do need all this. And I can't go back on that because I see the truth in the way that it's supposed to be, as the way I see it, you know? And it's hard. It's hard for me to.
My biggest thing on all that is, like I was watching a video last week or something. It was some cop guy. He was protesting in front of a abortion clinic, and this cop shows up and says, you know, let me see your ID. And the guy's like, well, did I break the law? You know, there's the whole thing. Like, am I being detained? Am I breaking the law? Actually, no, I don't have to show my ID. You know, starts using all these same terms, like, you know, like you just said, like monopoly on force and all this. And I do not myself want to get to the part to where I feel like I'm just
repeating what they're saying.
Yeah, taking another line. Like this guy, I think kind of like you, so I think this.
But that's not the case. Like here's the for me, and I found this in economics. I didn't find this in all of this stuff. What it was I was like, oh, these people think alike, kind of like this. But where I found it was fucking Rothbard, right? Like, or what kicked it off was Ayn Rand, right? And then the evolution. The problem with her is that she doesn't allow people to think spiritually, right? Like she tries to get in the way of that. So she tries to dictate and tries to belittle people that want to have a spiritual connection with whatever it is that they believe in. When in my mind, it's like, I don't really care. Like if she really pertained to her principles, the virtue of selfishness, she wouldn't give a shit what people thought about spiritually, right? So she didn't follow her principles 100%. But that's where I found it, and then finding it through economics and understanding that, like, whenever people try to explain all these economic principles, and then they say, oh, well, the idea of saying that the United States is capitalism. This is a capitalist, and they go out there and they say it's a free market. This is a free market. Whenever they full well know that it's not, right? Like, it is dictated by force, meaning it is dictated by death at the other end if you don't follow the ways if you don't follow the laws of the land, right? And that those laws are dictated to you by the majority rule, right? According to democracy, right? But the biggest thing there is that you're leaving out one thing, which is the minority, right? You're leaving out the smallest minority, which is the individual. And so you're taking away you're dictating their choice. And so that's what it was for me, right? And then all these other people, they're using terminology, like that person, they're using terminology that was written by fucking Ludwig von Mises or Murray Rothbard, and then other people that come along later. But I see what you're saying is it's almost like a little group of people. I don't even I don't get on Facebook. I don't interact with any of those people.
Well,
I don't talk to any of those people.
If you watch any of the YouTube or any of that, it's the same thing. It drives me nuts. It's like we got the monopoly of force. We got this. We got that. Like, man, you guys, like, okay, I get it. Like, think as long as you're thinking. It doesn't matter to me, but like as long as everyone's thinking on their own and not just like, I don't subscribe to everything, but I subscribe to what Adam Kokesh says, or I subscribe to what whoever, or I subscribe, and that's it. All you're doing is just changing from I subscribe to Donald Trump to I subscribe to whatever. But that's why I feel like, and I'm not saying I don't do that on some level too, but I feel like I've get to the point of, and I've said this before, like I just don't care about anything because.
Well, that's the thing. I don't care. I've come to that point. Like I don't care, but I still feel like if I'm in a discussion,
so like if
I've got to point out that you're not identifying the definitions properly. If you're going to say this is a free market, the United States, I'm going to tell you that it's fucking not a free market because it's not. If regulations, subsidies, that means that there's manipulation of the market to correct it, right? That they think that they're going to correct it. How many times? This is a great example. How many times the free market economics is like nature, right? If you think about it, it's survival of the fittest, right? In economics, it's always been survival of the fittest. It always has been in true economics, in a free market. In this economy, mixed economies, it's always a moocher's market, right? It's whoever appeals to whichever government entity to get them to offer favors to subsidize them. Do you know what that is? That's like taking the fucking cane toad from South America and introducing it into Australia because they have a problem with something. They introduce it there, and what does it do? It fucking runs wild, kills everything. There's no natural predators there. It's like taking things from, it'd be like introducing lions or whatever to some other place where there's no way that that there's no predator for them or whatever, you know what I mean? Or nothing that's going to dominate them or their flourish. They'll just run wild. Or introducing different species into different, saying, oh, well, we got a problem with this roach. We need to bring this bird here. And the bird just fucking decimates things. That's what that is. That's exactly what that is. And man thinks that they can change. In this case, they're trying to manipulate human choice. Because that's what it is. All of it is all of human action. That's all it is. It's so whenever they do that, they use, and what do they do that? How do they manipulate that? Well, the only way you can manipulate it is by using government action, right? And how do we do that? What's the ultimate penalty there if you don't follow the government's rules? Fucking death. So that's why people say monopoly of force. That's why they say it's a fancy term to dictate to you, or to tell you like, hey, this is what's happening. But
I guess my point is like, if there's people that want that, there's people that want to live that, like that's why I'm like, well, whatever, have at it. That's why I don't think.
Yeah, but they can't. That's the thing. That's their whole thing. They can't live that way because they're being forced to pay their taxes. They're being forced to do these things because there's no. What they're trying to do is they're saying, hey, if there's a way to create a voluntary society and you want to live in it, fantastic. But right now, I can't even smoke weed. I can't do this. I can't do that without. Maybe pull some of the laws off that there's no victim to.
No, so I think you got a clean slate, right?
Okay.
And we're gonna, everyone can do whatever they want. It's like anarchist dream. Like there's no rules anywhere.
Okay. Well, that's not true.
So
you mean there's no government laws?
No government laws,
but there are rules.
So all the anarchists, libertarian, or I guess you want to put them in the same group. I wouldn't put them in the same group, but so all the anarchist type people are gonna be like, all right, man, let's do this. There's gonna still be these people who are like, you know what, we need a leader. We need someone to run us. So it's not the president, but we're gonna call him the Star Captain, Captain Star Captain. Mm-hmm. He's in charge of us in this little place. And these anarchists are like, all right, man, you guys, we don't judge what anyone does, so you guys can do that all you want. But that's not the case, man, because a lot of those guys be like, you can't be ruled by people. You can't do that. You shouldn't have a ruler.
I think
this guy wants one.
I think you're misconstruing that, though.
Captain Star Captain makes
I like it.
makes a contingent of people that are armed to protect his people called like the Oompa Loompas.
Uh-huh.
And then they got like this police force, but I mean they're over there. But
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
There's not. That's the thing. Is like, all right, if you truly don't care what anyone does, like you guys have at it. Don't come over in my spot.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't think there's anything wrong with that as long as you're not infringing on my property.
But there's a lot of people that wouldn't. They'd be like, that's not the way to live. That's not it.
Maybe
you gotta be free. Like I gotta be able to do.
I think you're right with that. I think there would be a lot of those people, but those wouldn't be anarchists. Okay, so an anarchist would be like, look, I don't give a fuck what you do. Just don't try to tell me how to live my life. And also, don't do this. Don't say that I need to pay a due because you have property all around me, that your property's there, your property's there, your property's there, your property's there, and I have to pay dues to you because of what? Because you're protecting me from outside forces? I might pay you to travel through your property, like on the other side, whatever I need to do. But if you're trying to charge me a defense, like, oh, well, no, I'll defend my property. Just don't fuck with me. Like, and if you try to, you know what I'm saying? I think that would be the biggest issue.
Like
is
that
like
time we had Ted on the podcast. He's like, can you imagine trying to get across town paying everyone? Like, all right, who owns this?
But we do. And I think that I mean, we do. We pay the state. But the deal is that I would think it would be pretty easy. Well, we've already discussed this. We've gone into this, and we don't want to. I don't think it would be easy at first, but I mean, it's like anything else. It's gonna work itself out, and eventually you might have a guy that says, you know what, guys, guess what I do? Guess what I do for a living? I build roads. I want to pay you to build a road on your land. This is what I do. I build roads. I'm just giving you an example. I build roads. I want to pay you to build a road on your land, and I'm going to give you a fee every month, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey guys, this is simple technology now, right? And I got a little pass that you can pay X amount of dollars or whatever a month, or however we do a subscription-based thing, and you can drive on this road as much as you want, right? As many times as you want, because I built this. I've got it. The landowners are good. I pay them, right? I still collect some margin off of this. And guess what else? It's a secured road. I have my employees on the road, right? These are the rules of the road, though. However, I don't want you fucking driving drunk like a jackass. I mean, if you are and you wreck, you're never going to get a drive on this road again. Steep fucking penalty. I'm not ever going to sign you're not ever going to sign a contract. Never going to give you a subscription again, right? You see what I'm saying? Is eventually it works out. It's not that we have to have this overarching wasteful garbage monster out there to solve our problems for us. I mean, we fucking are capable of it. We did it in the past. I mean, that's the thing is like it's not going to be a utopia by any stretch of the imagination. There'd be fucking murder. There'd be Ponzi schemes. There'd be people dying. The deal is that you would be able to choose
which road you took.
You'd be able to choose. You'd be able to say, look,
there's I can 3 roads going across town. This guy charges $5. That guy's $5.50. This guy's $7, but gives you a pop on your way across.
Fixes your flat tires.
That one gets you like 3/4 of the way, and then you got to hop over on this one guy. He won't let anybody build a road on his land, so you got to pay him $18.
At first, it might be like that.
$18 to him. Then you get back on that road. See, I just figured you'd be paying people all day. Like, for fuck's sakes, man. It's taking me 4 hours to drive to town here. Because I'm paying people all day long to drive past their, what's it called? Drive past their property. I don't know. It's really, in my head, it's like not even worth trying to figure out because I don't think it'll ever.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. So you get what I'm saying whenever I say, do you understand how I wish I could go back to the way of feeling like I feel like I know, like I've seen truth, right? Like I feel like when I look at this and I see nature, and I see how nature is perfect, right? And it is. It's fucking perfect. However it works, I don't know how it works, but it works. And then I see like economics, and economics at its basic core principles is perfect because it's us. It's an understanding of us, right? Of human action, of understanding of all choices, irrational and rational, right? But it doesn't matter. That's how we work. The universe made it this way. And so when I see that, and I see how much manipulation we use on manipulation, not by intellect, but by manipulation by use of fucking tooth and claw, use of and I say that, I mean violence, right? The manipulation of that, or the fear of violence, to manipulate that side of our choices, to remove our choices. And it's clear, we talk about it on this podcast all the time. Fear and comfort, or fear or security and comfort always drive us to accept the king, right? I mean, it does. It drives us to accept the king until we can't accept the king anymore. And then what do? We rise up. It's a big blood rebellion. And then we accept the next king.
Who's worse than the first?
Right. I don't know. All right. Let's move on.
We got an ode to women?
Yes.
Prostitution charges? Play a commercial real quick. Okay. It's getting fucking late fast. Oh, weird.
We started late. Oh, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
This one's good. Did you read this?
Mm-hmm. Blows my mind right now.
The ode will be to women that accept gift cards.
Gift cards?
Dude, I'm trying to read this book. Oh, I got this isn't reading, but I got the Audible thing, like you have, and I got Human Action by Ludwig von Mises.
Can't listen to it?
I can't. I'm like,
can't pay attention?
Yeah, I can't pay attention. I'm like, put it in there, and I'll be like,
yep.
I bet I could follow something though, that if it was like a story.
Yeah. That book I'm reading or listening to is getting hard to follow.
But it's fast.
Yeah.
It's probably too fast. I can't get what's going on.
All right. Ode to women. I should have opened this when you were playing that commercial, but we had someone talking shit in the comments. Did you see that? Called us fake gay shitholes here. It's a good one. Glad to have you if you're a listener. Shitholes, everyday term usage.
Who's
now.
Jimbo Jones?
I don't know.
Hey, yo, I want in with the y'all feds. How does this work? Injustices.
The next line.
He's got black
fake gay
pills.
shitholes here.
Is he still here?
I don't know. This is from Reasons.com. A New Jersey man is now on the hook for promoting prostitution after buying multiple gift cards from a CVS pharmacy. All right, Mount Olive Township police were called to the CVS location on Tuesday over suspicious activity, according to a police report. A man later identified as 28-year-old Craig Nicolnici had repeatedly entered and exited the store and ultimately purchased several gift cards. This was somehow enough to trigger a call to the police. It's not clear from whom, and the visit from Officer Anthony Gardner.
You know what the name Nicolnici. You'd think he's Russian, but his first name's Craig.
Who are you? Nicolnici. First name Craig. All right, so when Gardner arrived, Nicolnici's car was still parked in the CVS parking lot, and he was seated inside. Gardner approached. Do you ever I hate saying that. Whenever I read police reports or hear police discussing, it drives me nuts with the on his person. And I noticed
the knife handing.
Yeah. So Niconichi's car was still parked in the CVS parking lot and he was seated inside. Gardner approached Niconichi, and as they spoke, the officer observed multiple gift cards on the front seat of the vehicle, the report states. Then Niconichi, who has done nothing thus far except purchase several gift cards from CVS and return to his car, allegedly just offered up the fact that he planned to take the gift cards and exchange them directly for sex. Through the course of the investigation, it was determined that Mr. Niconichi had purchased the gift cards to pay for the services of an individual for the purpose of engaging in prostitution, states the police report. Niconichi was arrested and charged with promoting prostitution and has been released pending an upcoming court date. If you're confused, you're not alone. Not only did the initial reasons for this investigation make little sense, but it's hard to buy someone basically blurting out to a cop, hey, I'm going to take this totally mundane purchase here and use it to engage in illegal activity. People are all sorts of idiots, however, so it's possible that he did precisely this. In any event, the case highlights how thin and arbitrary the line between illegal prostitution and permissible courtship can be. Niconichi isn't even accused of having sex or soliciting it, simply purchasing gift cards, which he allegedly planned to exchange for sex. That blows my mind. The cop that arrested him, so this wouldn't be the first time Gardner he's
a fucking idiot
gone
too.
after someone on dubious premises. In 2016, the city settled for $60,000 in a false arrest and excessive force suit stemming from a traffic stop by Gardner in 2012. The driver was stopped for failing to signal a lane change when Gardner said he smelled weed. The driver agreed to and passed a field sobriety test but did not consent for Gardner to search his car, so Gardner detained him and called for a canine unit. In the interim, another sergeant showed up and approved the driver to use his cell phone to make a call. Gardner didn't like this and expressed it by tackling him to the ground and handcuffing him. The drug dogs found no drugs, but Granice, the driver, was arrested nonetheless, charged with motor vehicle violations and resisting arrest. Can you imagine that? You get pulled over and hey man, can I use your phone? Yeah, sure, hang on. And then the fucking other guy, what? Not on my watch.
Not on my watch.
So that is scary, right? So the guy bought gift cards. He didn't offer them to a woman for sex. He didn't get caught offering them to a woman for sex. He wasn't in an area that women sell sex. He was simply in the parking lot. Yet he's charged with solicitation of prostitution. And not going to point out the fact that if someone wants to accept Apple iTunes gift cards for a blowjob, like, who the fuck cares?
Well, yeah, I mean, who cares if they accept a $50 bill for a blowjob? But the difference is, here's the thing.
I don't see how
you know what it is? It's because there's no way to tax that transaction.
I think it's all moral, some kind of moral thing people think they need to do.
You think that's what? I think that's what it's driven